fellow dum-dums, Oni here with a beginner build for you. This is a very simple Rust Deoxidizer build. So one of the big problems in the early game of oxygen not included obviously is the oxygen. You can see I'm having lots of oxygen issues, and my algae is, there's not a ton of algae. There is, but it's all next to this slime lung, which I'm just generally avoiding at the moment. It's probably an excessive thing to do, but if you're not sure how to handle slime lung, then maybe don't open her up, or if you have, then you'll have to be creating a bunch of stuff for your doctors and stuff like that. So you can also grab the slime and turn it into algae to feed into your oxygen diffusers, at least in the early game. But at the moment, I'm just looking at other things that I can build. So I put this together. This is not a great build. It's not something that you should be thinking about for long term, but it is good to create chlorine gas and to get you some oxygen. So let me walk you through exactly how this thing works. Here, so I have isolated this into its own room here in order to pump it out. I didn't really worry about all the extras, like all the extra carbon dioxide in the air that was here. I just connected it and started going because it's not like a long-term thing at all. Power overlay, so I put this on its own power, and it's shared with this other build that I'll share with you later that's helping with oxygen. So one of the big issues with this is that it heats up really quick. So you can see it's at 45 degrees. I barely run this thing. So it does get really hot. So you do need to cool it, or at least think about the breathability of this. Right now it's entirely locked in this zone, so I'm probably going to have to actually just disable it. But the thing is, I don't have a ton of rust at the moment, so I'm just letting it run. But once it hits that 75 degrees, I'm gonna start getting in trouble. All this stuff's gonna start going away. So you really got to manage your hot rooms well. I am getting started on some cooling stuff over here too, so it's all happening. Okay, so this doesn't need any liquid or of any kind. Gas wise, so I have this very simple setup. It's just pumping gas into here, and there is already an issue that I have created for myself. I am now realizing. Let me expedite this. So the problem is, I thought I prioritized this line, and this was a secondary priority, but I actually did the opposite. So we want to sever that so this chlorine can get through, and then this bridge here will make it so this is second priority. So this is just a simple bridge priority. This wants to go into here, and then of course we're overpressured right there, so that should be enough to at least just get us by for a little while. So there shouldn't be that much carbon dioxide coming in here, and it should be mostly the chlorine. Okay, so now you need to be thinking about this filter. So I would advise against using these gas filters here because of the power. So if you look at how much power these take, it takes 120. And that is just a constant. So it's always on, it's always thinking about what's going through it or what is not going through it. Regardless, it's just always turned on. The gas shutoff valve takes 10 when it's in operation. So it's way less. And the reason it is 10 when it's in operation is because you put this little gas pipe element sensor right here that turns it on and off based on what the readout is. So what this does is it looks at what is the oxygen, what is the gas that's on here, and you can set it to anything. So I have it set to oxygen. So when this is green, it sends a signal to this that then sends the oxygen up, and it has to be right next to it, so it's on a 1 tile delay. So if you have a gas pipe, it needs to go, this gas pipe element sensor needs to be right in front of the gas shutoff valve in order to toggle it on. If it's like 1 away, or if it's like 2 away, then it's not going to work. it'll do the wrong gas. So it has to be right on here as it's passing through. And then you'll see this chlorine will come out this way. So this goes just like this, right? And then there's a cut right here because it's processing through the gas shutoff valve. So that's how the layout works. See, you can sort of see the orange, I'm sorry, the blue, colors are hard. The blue skipping right up there. Okay, that's what that is. Okay, so next, decor, don't care about decor down here. Don't care about any of the other stuff. Okay, the automation in this is very straightforward. Again, you gotta make sure that your gas pipe is connected to this gas sensor, so that way it outputs. The other thing I have in here, and this is super important, is your gas pump should be attached to this gas pressure. I have it set to only pump if it's above 500. And essentially what this is doing is sensing how much gas is in this ambient space, and then it will disable the gas pump based on what. So you can see it just shut off because the gas pressure is below 500. And I should probably set this to like 600. And the reason it shut off is really because we are out of rust. So insufficient rust, so we need more rust to actually get this to keep going. So if you have an abundant supply of rust, or if you'd like to create chlorine, this is a good means to do it. Let's see if I have an auto sweeper in here. I put this here, which is not currently necessary, but you could automate this by having like a bin of rust or a bin of salt or a receptacle, which dupes can sort of place up here, and then it gets dumped into this room, which can then be managed by the auto sweeper. Also, some iron gets created, so you could also have this be exiting the iron, taking the iron out of the space. So that's the other benefit of this, what it creates: oxygen, chlorine, and iron. And rust is a finite thing, so you don't necessarily want to just have this thing long term, but it is nice to have in case you need to create chlorine, running low on iron, maybe you would like to create more steel and this is the only way for you to get it, or just getting that extra oxygen. So, you know, a tight little setup, doesn't need to be fancy or overdone, especially for something like this, unless you're doing something really specialized. But I would consider making something like this for your base. All right. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope you guys have a good one, and hopefully you have a good time playing Oxygen Not Included. Thanks. Bye-bye.